Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Beata and I'm thrilled to have you here. This channel is all about diving into the exciting world of business management systems, sustainability, environmental management, and quality management. Today, I want to talk about the basics of how things get done in a company, which we call process management. I'll explain some different types of processes and walk you through 10 easy steps to create one. So, what's a process? Well, it's like a series of connected steps that take something in, like information or materials, and transform it into something useful, like a finished product, a document, or a result. These days, businesses usually need more than one of these processes to run smoothly. To understand how they all work together, we can use an analogy to human beings. Although each process can be individually identified, measured, and improved, they must work together to keep the organism alive. Think of an organization like a living thing, and the way it works is through different processes. These processes are like the organs in our body. They all have their specific jobs, but they need to work together to keep the whole system running smoothly. If any of these processes don't work properly, it's like a part of the organization is sick, which can lead to failure. Just like our body has really important functions and some less important ones, an organization has different types of processes too. Here are the main categories. The first category is primary processes, or in other words, basic processes. These are the processes that directly make your customers happy. Those processes provide value for the customer. They are usually multifunctional, and they are operational processes related to the basic area of the organization's operations and are like the core of the organization's work. The second type of process is supporting processes or enabling processes. These processes assist primary processes and help the main processes to run smoothly. They are like the supporting cast, providing necessary resources to the primary processes and making sure everything goes well. Supporting processes are usually departmental. And finally, the third category of a process, governance processes. These processes are like the bosses of the other processes. They keep an eye on things, make sure everything is going as planned, and take care of tasks through checking, auditing, and communicating. Imagine we're looking at a big picture of how a business works. To make sense of all the different things happening, we group those things into a structure. This structure is like a map that shows the main processes in the business, and we call it the overall or top-level process map. Now, here comes an example of this process map. But remember, every business is unique. What's important in one business might be different in another. Let's visualize our process map now. In the beginning, we have customers and their requirements. In the end, we have customers and their satisfaction. In the middle, we have our business. So it's like a journey. Customers start with their needs, our business does its work, and in the end, customers are happy. Just like following a map to reach a destination. Think of the middle part, which is like the heart of our business. This part can be split into three main areas: sales and marketing, things that we do before customers order; operations, things that we do to deliver goods or services to the customer; and customer service or post-delivery activities, things we do after customers get what they ordered. Right in the center of everything, we have the most important things we do. Imagine these as the key steps. Marketing and sales. This is about letting people know about our products and services. This process describes requirements for products and services. Design and development. This is where we come up with and make new things. This process describes research and development activities. Procurement or buy. This is about getting the stuff we need from outside sources. Production or make. This is all about making our products or services. Delivery. This is all about delivering our products or services to the customer. Customer support, post-delivery support, after-sales service, or aftermarket. This is after the customer has their stuff, and we help them if something isn't right. At the bottom of the map, we can have supporting processes that provide resources to the primary processes and help them in delivering the required outcomes. Supporting processes can be, for example, human resources, health and safety management, environmental management, finance management, facilities management, or infrastructure management. Above all, we have governance processes, the ones that watch over everything, for example, planning, auditing, monitoring, communication, or improvement. An overall process map shows the sequence of processes and top-level connections in the business. When we have a top-level process map in place, the next step is to develop individual processes. Sometimes it can be difficult to design a process, but following these simple steps will ensure that the process is well thought out, complete, comprehensive, and meets the requirements of the business. One of the concepts of describing processes is the so-called turtle diagram, but the process can also be described in so-called process card. Step 1. Name and boundaries. First up, we need to name our process. What's it gonna be called? Then mark where it begins and where it ends. What kicks off this process and how do we know it's finished? Picture it right in the middle of a chart. Step 2. Process inputs and outputs. On the right side, identify key process outputs and what is produced by the process. On the left side, specify what is needed to perform the process. Some sources may include, for example, a work order package, bin of materials, or other resources or information, for example, the design. Step 3. Equipment and tools. Moving along, let's figure out the tools of the trade. What do we need to get this process rolling? Think utilities, tools, machines, infrastructure, personal protective equipment, computers, specific programs, measuring equipment, whatever's in the toolkit. Step 4. Personnel and competencies. Who's steering this ship? Identify the process owner and the team members needed for this ride. Plus, what skills, training, and know-how do they need, including required personnel certificates. Step 5. Documentation and method. List all procedures or instructions related to this particular process. Those documents will be providing details and explain how to perform the process. Step 6. Objectives and targets. What do we expect from this process? Set the bar with acceptance criteria and performance indicators like the percentage of scrap, percentage of rework, or customer satisfaction. To find out more about performance indicators, you may wish to listen to episode 7 in this channel. It is fully dedicated to KPIs, key performance indicators. Step 7. Suppliers and customers. At this point, our basic turtle diagram is completed. But in order to obtain a more adequate picture, we shall think about who is our supplier, where inputs come from, and who is our customer, where outputs go to, and what are requirements of customers, remembering that the customer can be external or internal. Adding this to our map, we obtained so-called SIPOC diagram. That simply means supplier input process output customer. Step 8. Flowchart or block diagram. Firstly, list all process activities. Brainstorm the activities that need to be done to get the process from start to finish. Don't worry about sequencing at the moment, just brainstorm freely. Now, organize the process into a flowchart. Take all items you identified during the brainstorming and sequence them into the process flow. Make sure you identify key decision points as you build the visual of your process. Then define inputs and outputs from each step of the process. For each step in your flowchart, figure out what's going in and what's coming out. And last but not least, define responsibility for each step of the process. Decide who's responsible for making sure things happen smoothly. This step is all about assigning roles and making sure everyone knows their part. Step 9. Process review. Well done, your process is nearly completed. Just take a look at all elements and the sequence during the quality check. Get an opinion of personnel involved in the process. Does it look complete based on identified boundaries? Is the sequence okay? Are all elements properly defined? Step 10. Process approval. Ensure approval of the process. Publish it and deliver the necessary training to the personnel involved in the process. I hope that the information contained in this material was helpful. The next episode will be about writing a good procedure. I would like to kindly invite you to subscribe to this channel. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye, and I hope to see you soon on this channel.